And what advice would you have for people, starting on their path, either as entrepreneurs or just really discovering the thing that inspires them most?
Walk in the direction of what feels right. Sometimes it's not quite clear where you're going. Mm-hmm. And I have to say, for me, it's been 44 years of sometimes deliberately walking in the opposite direction of what feels right, and then getting life hit me with a 2x4 in the back of my head going, I told you, go that way. So if you just go in the direction of what feels right, deep in here, that instinct, that gut instinct that tells you, okay, that feels like the thing that will energize me. That feels like the thing that doesn't drain my soul. You can tell, you can always tell, you do something for a day, a week, you realize, this is not what I thought it was. Or, oh yeah, I could do this. And either one of those, your feelings are your guide, really. Mm-hmm. So trust them. I know feelings aren't in fashion these days. It's all about profits and money. But I'm a feelings kind of girl. And so that's all my work is around that. And, hence Compassion Exhibition. So yeah, my advice would be as true to yourself as you can be, because there is nothing as hellish as being out of alignment with who you know your best self can be. There is nothing more hellish. And sometimes we don't know what our best self looks like, and that's why I say walk in the direction of what feels right. And my example of that would be, at the moment, I'm working on a reverse mentoring exercise with some senior executives. And I'm working on a reverse mentoring exercise specifically on the topic of anti-racism. Mm-hmm. And I'm literally designing, with two other Black academics, I am designing a mentorship program for people who are getting paid way more than me. And also a research program that would accompany that mentorship program, because we're basically creating a pilot.
Okay.
And if you told me that I'd be here last year, I would have really laughed you out of town. And to tell you how much walking in the direction of what feels right leads you to things. I laugh when I tell my mom things like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna do a life story art piece for Michelle Obama or for Beyonce, and then I always giggle, right? Like, that'll never happen. And I think if either one of those women were to pick up the phone and say, I'd like to order a life story art, I'd be on the floor and somebody would have to fan me. However, and this is where I say about the direction of what feels right. I've noticed that apparently the universe has realized I can't cope with any giant leaps like that. So it gives me little breadcrumbs to follow until I get to where I'm going. So this reverse mentoring program, the little breadcrumbs that I followed to get to that point. Wow. 4 years ago, I didn't have a PG cert for teaching art, design, and communication at higher education level, but now I do. 10 years ago, or maybe I'm giving away my age here. No, I think I've already given away my age, so it doesn't matter. In 2006, I did an MA. I mean, 2 years before that, if you'd asked me, or would you get to do an MA at one of the top art universities in the world, I'd be like, with what money? And so little things have come and they've happened, and they've happened in almost sometimes miraculous ways, or things will just open up, or opportunities will land, and it's just up to me to go, okay, just take a deep breath and say, yes, I'll do it. And then Google. And so, yeah, my advice would be just keep walking in the direction of the things that feel right. I felt right when I saw an MA program that was about practical idealism. You know, do you want to be an idealist? Here's how to do it practically, and to be a creative at the same time. Did I have an idea of what job that would lead to? No. but I felt like, oh, I want to do that. This thing is calling my name, including my middle names, you know, all the other nicknames that my family has for me. It's just calling me, so I gotta do it. And then after that, it was like, okay. And then I had my kids, and I went and I saw this art exhibition locally, and I thought, oh, I need to get back to painting. And did I have a space to paint? Did I have any paint? Because by then I hadn't been painting for ages. I think half my acrylics had dried up.
No.
So, you know, we have like one income at this point because I'm home with the child, and I literally have, you know, if I remember to have a shower and put the same matching socks on, I'm considering that a successful day. But I realized, okay, I need at least every 2 weeks, give me one morning when I can paint something. And so I started doing that, and then joined the local art society. That one wasn't too much of a stress. I'm a member. All right, okay, I could be a member. And then somebody said, oh, you should join the committee. Then I joined the committee, and you know, things snowballed, and one by one. And now I've got work in the local museum. I've been in the local papers like 7 or 8 times. And my husband jokes that when we first moved to this town, and people would ask me, "Are you even from Royston?" When I was doing research for a commission that was about Royston, and they'd go, "Oh, are you even from? Do you even live in Royston?" And I'd have to use my husband as my Royston credentials because his business has been based here, and his dad owned the business before him, and so they've been here for decades. And then you'd be like, oh, okay. And now my husband jokes, well, I have to use you as my credentials because you've been in the paper so many times, people can spot you and know who you are.
Wow.
So it's a kind of a standing joke now. And he goes, yeah, I'm married to a local celebrity. I'm like, uh-huh. I don't know if I'd go that far.
We'll go that far for you. Royston celebrity.
Just think, you know, yeah, we'll see.
More to come for sure. Absolutely.
But yeah, definitely just walk in the direction of what feels right, and you'll get to your best self, because that's what feels right. We're all destined to contribute something really unique, something that only you can give, something that only I can give, that nobody else can do the way you can do. So own it. Nobody could be the best you but you. So
love it. Oh, ideal. That's amazing. Absolutely agree. I've certainly lived a life that has taught me to be unique, everything from my name to my physique, always being the tallest, always being the darkest. It's always prepared me to just be very comfortable about, who I am and who I'm not. And reconciling those two and finding the strength and beauty in it, because it is, we're all beautiful little snowflakes.
Girl, only unicorn.